I was digging potatoes in Russia. But this is BS, you know? Man. Yeah, I'm in a dilemma actually. And at first, I thought it was such a BS. But I actually wanted to wait until the sun goes down a little bit because hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Yeah, I know it has been a while. I was busy in August. If you've already checked my community post, you probably know why. I was digging potatoes in Russia. Why are you making photos of it? But now I'm back in Korea, so you know, I really missed this seascape vibe, you know, all these islands and rocks and, you know, the seawater coming in and going out. Just this view is just absolutely stunning, you know, because back in Russia when I was staying there, it was really far from the seaside, so I couldn't see any of that. But hey, I'm here now, and today we're in Taean Peninsula. It's basically a large peninsula with, you know, jagged rocks, islands, and lighthouses, waves coming in. It's a beautiful national park. So today I'm gonna shoot one of my favorite locations in the peninsula. All right, so without further ado, let's start our journey. Let's go. All right, so today we're in Magompo. This place is located in Taean Peninsula, as I said, and it's one of my favorite places to shoot. I actually recently found this place, and there's a big lighthouse in the middle of the sea. So that's my main objective. So I actually did a small recce before I actually, you know, brought my camera here right now. And during the recce, it was lowest tide actually, and there was this lovely rock that I could use as foreground, and you know, this lighthouse. I almost said White House. This lighthouse as my background object, but yeah, that's gone now because the tide is coming in, and we only have like 2 hours until the highest tide. All this area will be, you know, submerged, so I'll have to be quick. All right, so from here, I'm going to shoot the lighthouse with these two prominent rocks right next to it. So let's shoot it. So I've got my 24-105 out here, and I'm gonna zoom in a little to the lighthouse and those two rocks you see there. So those two rocks and the lighthouse will be my main subjects. And I positioned the rock on the right third, and the lighthouse on the left third. So this image will be very easy to read. And also I need my polarizer. Actually, it hasn't been in a while. I'm not sure if this is a polarizer. I actually forgot all the color codes of my filters. I think it is, right? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, good. So I'm using my polarizer to make the sky a little bit more darker and the seawater a little bit more, you know, glare free. And then I'm gonna use my 10 stopper. So that gives me 10 seconds. That's good. Okay, so F11, ISO 100, 10 seconds, and 2-second timer, and fire away. Oh man, it's mid-September right now. I mean, almost mid-September, and I'm sweating like hell because it's 31 degrees today. Can you believe that? 31 degrees in the middle of September. This is BS, you know? Man, global warming. Oh. It's rare for me to be satisfied with my very first shot. That's why I usually call them my warm-up shots. But this time, it feels a little different. I really like this photo.
Of course, I wouldn't say it's a particularly exciting image, but I think it's a great way to start the day because it's easy to read and the subjects are clear.
Alright, so you just saw the shot, and I think it wasn't that bad. Usually my first shots come out always bad, but I think this is nice. Of course, compared to my shot that I had in my mind before the tide came in, this is not that good. Actually, I'm gonna show you this photo right here. This is a photo that I made with my phone. This is what I wanted to shoot. But yeah, right now the tide is like right in front of me right now, so I'm sweating a lot. And I'm thinking maybe I can use this tide coming in, this shoreline, as my main leading line towards the rocks and the lighthouse. So maybe if I move this way a little bit, we might find another composition. All right, so I think from here I'm gonna shoot it vertical. And what's really nice about this shot is that the leading line is quite prominent, and between these two rocks there are two cormorants, two birds just sitting there and resting, and I think this can be an interesting subject as well. So what I'm trying to do here is yeah, I'm in a dilemma actually, because if I use my 16 to 35 and if I use my 16 mil, then all this foreground will be, you know, emphasized. Then it'll look absolutely beautiful. But then the cormorants won't be visible. And if I don't use that, and instead if I use my 24 to 105, then the cormorants will be visible, the birds will be visible, but the foreground will not be emphasized. So I can't really choose, you know. All right. I think I choose to zoom in. Yeah, the shoreline is not that bad still. It's still visible.
I would say this photo feels like an evolution of the first one. Compared to the first shot, this one has a leading line that really adds a sense of depth. The placement of the main subjects along with the dark, dramatic sky gives the image a stronger impact. It's honestly one of my favorite images from this outing. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Okay, so my wife just went away for a short second to bring my wellies, and I gotta take the filters out. I just found this lone cormorant sitting on a rock that's submerged in water. Well, halfway submerged in the water, and for that I need my long lens. So just spin my camera like this, and let me change my lens. All right. So when Sony launched this lens, 100 to 400, it was white, and everybody in the Korean community, Korean photography community, thought they were just copying Canon, because white long lens, come on, that's a Canon thing, you know. And the reason why it was white, according to Sony Korea, was because apparently a lot of photographers who use long lens, they shoot outside, and often the lens gets overheated when it's black because of the light. And at first I thought it was such a BS, but when I was changing my lens, I touched my 24 to 105 and it's black. It was super overheated, and I honestly thought it was gonna melt, like some parts gonna melt inside. And now I understand that Sony wasn't just copying Canon. They were actually, it was a brilliant choice anyways. So what I just did was that I made two shots of this cormorant right there. I'm pretty sure you can see. So first I made ISO 100, f11 and 30-second shot of long exposure, a long exposure shot basically to, you know, motion blur all the water. And the second shot was a 200th of a second. So 200th of a second, that's because I want to shoot the cormorant, you know, not hazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the cormorant from this fast shutter speed shot and put it on that long exposure 30-second shot, and therefore making this beautiful long exposure shot with a clear cormorant, not shaky or hazy or anything. You know, that's perfect minimalist shot. That's what I'm trying to make here.
At first, my idea was to blend two images together. One where everything except the rock and the cormorant was motion blurred. But when I looked at this photo on a bigger monitor, I changed my mind. The bird almost looking like an ICM shot, combined with the rock that stays perfectly still, gave me the feeling that living creatures may not last forever, but nature, like the rock, does. To keep the focus and avoid any distractions from color, I decided to present this image in black and white.
Okay, so this is what I needed, why I needed my wellies. So you see these rocks here, they will be my foreground interest, and especially this one right here will be my foreground interest. So right now, something beautiful is happening. So I actually wanted to wait until the sun goes down a little bit because the halo is right there. I know you cannot see it, but I'll show you here in the B-roll, on the B-roll. So the halo is right there, and the sun is right there, and they're, you know, on the same level. So what I'm trying to do here is I actually just made a shot, a 0.5-second shot of this rock and the water coming in. So the water, you know, swirling around this rock perfectly. That's exactly what I wanted, and that shot is done. So what I'm going to do here now is that I'm going to shoot the sky with the perfect exposure so that I can capture that bright rainbowish halo and the sun. So let's go. Okay, for that I'm going to need, actually I'm going to change my lens here, my filter here, because I was using my 6-stopper, but this time I'm going to use my 10-stopper to give it a little bit longer exposure. You know, the sky, you know, with the motion blur and everything, it's just absolutely beautiful, right? Okay, so there we go. And I'm going to underexpose it just a little bit. So 1 second, ISO 400 and f11, and there we go. Whew. Okay, let's check the sharpness. Oh yes, the halo and the sun is very visible and everything is focused. Great. Let's check the 0.5-second exposure as well. Beautiful as well. Very sharp. Okay, so I made these two shots because I want to cut off the bottom part of the first image, the 0.5-second image, because the water coming in and the rocks here are just absolutely gorgeous with that 0.5-second shutter speed exposure. And the fast shutter speed, I shot the slower shutter speed, I shot the sky with 1 second, and that will give me a perfect exposure for the sky. So combining these two images from the sky to the rocks, the exposure will be perfect. I'm sorry, I'm too excited. I cannot even articulate what I really want to say. So here's the image of the day, I think. I think this will be the image of the day. All right, here you go. Man, absolutely beautiful.
Even though English is my first language and I kept making the mistake of calling a sundog a halo, I don't think the effort I put into this image was a mistake at all. It was definitely worth capturing. What I like the most about this photo is how the sundog and the sun balance each other on either side of the lighthouse, while the motion blurred foreground creates this beautiful scene of waves wrapping around the rocks. It was such a happy day for me to finally be back in Korea and see the seascapes again. I'm really satisfied with the photos I captured. And even though it was hot, I felt like all the sweat I poured out was worth it. For me, it's such a privilege to share Korea's nature and landscapes with you here on YouTube. Not just music or TV shows, but the beauty of this country. My English may not be perfect, but I hope you can feel that I'm doing my best. If you enjoyed this video, I'd be truly grateful if you could subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.